Is it recording? It is?
Yeah, it's live, baby.
Okay.
What's up, guys? Come from
Can you not?
What's up, guys?
Can you not?
Welcome to
I'm
Brandon
asking.
World. It's your boy.
But I'm asking.
Black Wisdom.
I'm asking. Alright. Welcome back to another exciting episode of Deck Profiles. I'm your host, Coach. Man behind the camera, he is.
Black Wisdom.
Or whatever the fuck, who cares? Look, I know nobody asked for this, right? So I'm getting it done just so I can stop working on that. Cause, you know, listen, it's mustard, okay? Everybody know I play mustard. You know what I'm saying? Listen, our buddy is Mikazuchi follower, Glacial Bolas. He's a retrain of the original one. He's a lot better because I don't need another nigga on board to call him. When your opponent takes effect damage, if you have Yamigeto on the board, deal an additional point, draw a card. Activate once per turn, once per card. If you reset him, like get him off the board and then put him back on and deal an additional deal effect damage again, he'll effect will trigger, so yada yada. Right, so you're playing Forecaster for Forbidden Techniques Valgrind. Valgrind is pretty much the best card in the deck right now. His stats are irrelevant, but it's all about his effect. His effect, I can pay 2 life to summon the size 3 from my hand for free, which means that I can summon new Yami, and I don't have to pay that 4 gauge, because gauge is very important in this deck, and using all of it, and then having to just be like, well, I guess I'm out here when everybody can pretty much do whatever on like 1 or 2 gauge and go. He's good. He keeps resources up. And he can just allow me to not really give a fuck about a lot of things. Playing 3 Mikazuchi Knight Rebellions. When he comes in, well, you pay life to call him. When he comes in, if there's another adventurer or 100 demon, you get a charge and draw, so he can replace himself, which is nice. Also, he thunder monster spells, so he makes Stranger Dilemma irrelevant. And the other size 3, that also did it for spells. He's once per turn, which is like whatever, you know, it's a bummer, but I really just, the fact that he charges and draws is the main reason why he's in the deck. I don't even care about spells. Like, it's nice that he has the effect, but it's the fact that he replaces himself in hand so I can keep hand advantage. Then we playing 3 Heavenly Spectre, Yamigeto Mikazuchi. He is the bread and butter of the deck, but you gotta kind of get there to him in a way, because he costs 4 gauge, which is like, I understand why he costs 4 gauge, because it's like if he costs 3 like Oyami or Kokujo and shit, then it'd just be 2 free because I could just summon 3 monsters and be like, well, we out here. Making him 4 makes me, I gotta jump through a little bit more hoops. At the start of each player's turn, he can grab a card from the deck. Any 100 demon card, you pretty much just gonna keep throwing Thundermine underneath him. And he also retains all the abilities of the Thundermine that is underneath him. So if he's underneath him, he'll gain Thundermine for playing spells. Double attack Soul Guard. He's 9/9, which is not very hard to hit right now. Anybody can swing on him, which everybody, any mom can swing on him. So it's like defense. His stats alone do not protect him. The fact that he can get like a soul each turn is annoying, but you can rip shit and whatnot. So it's like you really got to get in there really, really fast with this deck. Like,
Wait, can't you just call him out with the egg though?
I could, but I don't want to pay the 4 gauge because it's like, yo.
I thought the egg made him free.
No, the egg just says I can grab any size 3 from the deck. Any size 3 Yami, you can call it by paying this card. Playing 3 to Buddy. I am considering maybe like bumping this up to 4. Because like he's just like another pseudo Thundermine for whoever else triggers and whatnot. And I really want, drawing the cards are so important because hand advantage right now is literally the name of the game. If I got more cards than you, you should lose, right? We played 2 Revenger Ikuzuchi. This guy's great. He pay 1 gauge, top deck soul. If you have a size 3 on the board, he becomes a 0. And when your 3 swings, you deal a point of damage once per turn. So if you have like this on the board next to Yami and shit, and you swing, you can deal 2 damage and draw a card off of it. So nice. And the fact that he has Soul Guard, which means you can like abuse him with like Death Sacrifice one time, and he's still on the board and will remain present. There's even a rare chance that you can get Yami SDs off the top of the deck when you call him. So a lot of utility. 2 Yami SDs. Because why not? Stats irrelevant.
Coach, I'm at to stop you.
What's up?
Bushy-Road, can y'all help my man Coach out and give this little sucker the mark?
I mean,
give it to you.
Listen,
I'm messing up.
Okay, listen. If we're gonna speak about it, right? If we're gonna speak about it, I don't understand why he doesn't have the kanji suit. I don't get it. I don't get it. I spoke about this in like North America like a couple months ago. Shut up. Shut up.
Click clacks.
Shut up. What are you talking about?
It's click clacks.
Alright. Alright, so I don't know why I don't got the kanji symbol, because you literally just released a new 100 Demons. What was it? The Chaos
Chaos
yeah, the dragon general, and he got the symbol. Why the fuck doesn't this have the symbol? I don't understand.
Bushy, fix your mistake.
Fix your mistake? I even see nothing on the like a random list, or like, you know, I go to a tournament and you go swap this out. Y'all just like, it is what it is. That's crazy.
Fixie, Bushy, listen. Alright.
That aside, getting back, he has 2 skills. Skill number 1 is I can target a size 3, throw him in the soul of it, restand the size 3. Second effect is while it's in the soul of a monster, every time your opponent draws by card effect, they take 1 point of damage per card they draw. So, if they have a card that's like draw 2, they take 2 points of damage. Whatnot. So, not once per turn, very annoying if you can set it up first. I wouldn't play more than 2 of him, because in the rare chances you can call Yami for free and then throw him in the soul, so Yami has at least something to start with and whatnot.
He got the skill to make up for the fact that he don't want to destroy.
Next we playing 2 100 Max General Chaos Goku and Gaio. 2 gauge. Grab a card from the drop zone, so you can grab Yami from the drop if he's down there, just for like, you know, consistency and like, you know, keeping everything like well-rounded. His effect is when he comes into play, you can draw a card or gain a life for each 100 demon monster on your field. He gets double attack if he's on the center soul guard. So if you call him, so you can call him from your hand, or you can use Valgrind because he is a size 3, right? And you have 3 monsters on the board, and he comes into play. After you resolve size resolution, you would draw 4 cards from him. He's good. He's just a good, just like keeping, just let me see my deck, making sure all my combo pieces come in on time. I'm not good enough to play him 3, 2's cool, but I'm just saying, like, I never use it for the life. I only want it for the draw because I need to see cards.
Hand advantage.
Hand advantage. That's the name of the game.
That's the word of the day.
That's the name of the game.
Hand advantage.
We playing 2 Dingus. Dingus is amazing. When he comes into play, you can charge up to 2 cards from your drop zone. I do not have to disrupt my deck. I don't gotta throw anything away because I do play a fair amount of 1-ofs.
I'm out here trying to look, bro.
He can make a lot of cards free in a way. So if I needed to, I could play him first, get the draw, and then call him afterwards, and then it's just like I didn't lose anything. You know?
How long have you been saying?
It's a good card. It's a really good card. I was playing him at 3, got too cloggy, so I cut him down to 2. I see him when I need to, only for setup for Yami. Next, the 1-ofs. We are playing 1 Oyami, 1 Kokujo, and 1 Hasted Evolution. Oyami, if you don't know, if I'm at 6 or less life, every time my opponent draws a card, they take 1. your initial draw, you will take 1 point of damage from that if the skill is triggered. Kokujo, whenever a monster enters your field, you take 1. So if you like counter call, if you call from hand, if you use the effect of like Wind Deity, the Katana Gargoyle, since it is still considered a monster, you'll take 1 from it.
No making clones.
You know, as long as it's considered a monster, you're always going to take 1. He also got an effect to pop monsters by pitching 100 demons or Omnilords, but that's very irrelevant since a lot of things can't be destroyed. Next, last of the monsters is Hasten Evolution. One of them in here just for the possibility that if I need to, I can go grab Yami from the deck by calling him for what the effect. Regardless if this gets popped or not, as long as I have another monster, I can still process the call. So, yeah. And if he's in the soul of a monster, if they swing with an item, they take 1. So. Next, I played 3 Go Rika. This weapon's fucking amazing. It's the best weapon Hajime's got in a long time. It can swing past center. While it's equipped, none of my 100 demon monsters can be popped, which is like... Alright, and at counter speed, during my opponent's turn, I can select the size 3 I have to give it 10-10 and counter attack. So we can make Yami 19 for a turn.
So, folks, if you thought you was just on punchy, nah.
Right. But this is what I understand, right? As good as this effect is, why do I have to get rid of what the fuck is protecting my board to make sure Yami can't get killed from attacks? I'm sure I don't understand.
Well, you could throw an attack. The Magic World dude from Chaos.
He not 100 demon.
You know?
No. At least you tried. I'll give you that. Next we're playing 2 Rikari. Backup weapon. It can swing past center. A lot of the claws can, except for like 2. When my opponent takes effect damage, when my opponent takes Thundermine damage, I try to draw once. So it's good to keep resources up because gauge is important, and so is hand cards. Though I would rather have Gorika, but the fact of like, if I gotta sack this off, this is a good follow-up weapon. If I don't have another one in here. On the spells, we playing 4 back Phoenix Swords. This card's too good, in my opinion, not to play it for 100 demons. Solely for the fact of I can play it once on my turn, and I can play it once on your turn. And if I really cared about it, I could put back a back Phoenix Swords in the deck. The Cat's Claws put any 100 demon from the drop zone to the bottom of your deck, charge and draw. If you have Yami on the board, any effect damage you deal cannot be reduced for the turn, so Thundermine, whatever impacts, yada yada. Amazing. It's a good charge and draw on your first turn because 9 times out of 10 you gotta like move monsters around to get cards in the drop anyway, or if you're searching or using gauge for shit. Yami, Heavenly Spectre will literally shuffle your deck every turn. You and your opponents just by throwing a card in there, so the possibilities of just throwing something you back, like a shield or whatever, and drawing into it is amazing. It's a really good card. Even though it's once per turn, I would still play it at 4. Or maybe I could cut it down to 3, but the fact that I always see it, so it's like.
Then I can get some insight.
3 Yami Tsukage. If I could only cast this if I got 100 demon on board, standard shield, nullified, and attack. Only 3 due to the fact that 1, I do need something on board to activate, and 2, I can't play it first turn because like, if I get like OTK, there's nothing I can do. Yeah, that's pretty much it. It's less restrictive than Ghetto Shield, so.
Ghetto Shield.
So, you know.
Ghetto Shield.
3 Cataclysmic Invasion. This is how we keep everything consistent for the most part. 1 gauge of cast. I can search for a Yami,
Too much
any
stuff
card with
that y'all
Yami.
think is good, so you wanna
I can
play
search
it.
for any card with Yami,
So
or
you
I
are
can search
actually
for
cutting
or pick up a monster from a
you're
drop if I have
supposed to
Yami
do
on board. That's pretty
to
much
try to
it.
play all that.
So I can pick up any of like
F5.
any of the size zeros or Ikazuchi from the drop zone if they're in there and I got Yami on board, or if I have like a zero, one of the size zeros Yamis, I can pick up any other card I needed to. So it has multiple uses. It's not just restricted to the size 3. This is really good for if I have Velgar in the hand. I can just search for the size 3. Or if I have the size 3 and Velgar in the hand, I can just search for the size 0. So it's like, you know,
Right hand to me.
it's amazing. It's amazing.
I'll do side backs. I'm
I'm
not.
playing 2 Evil DD Arts on Orthodox Miasma. I'm here to tell us about this card. It needs me in the deck because everybody's gonna try to like just get rid of whatever the fuck I put on the board. Damn right. And it's like I can't really stop because other dudes don't really got the cards to do that. Not like they don't have the card pool that everybody else is getting. Cast calls put 3 monsters from the drop zone to the bottom of your deck anyway. If it was 3 cards, this would make this a lot easier. Not saying that it's difficult, but it's just like 3 monsters this year. Like, what the fuck? I understand because it was for fucking 2 card Yami, but still, that's whatever. I can, if I have Yami on board, I can send 3 back to nullify all my opponent's monster effects for the turn. Or at counter speed, I can protect any card on my board, every card on my board from destruction from card effects.
Lit.
9 times out of 10, I'm using the second effect, the counter effect, just to make sure you can't pop my board if I don't have a Go Riders.
So what was 1-1?
2 Death Sacrifice, because draw cards are important. I'm only really popping like 2 monsters off of this. I rarely ever pop 3 for the draw 3. Destroy as many monsters as I like. Draw cards equal to how many monsters destroyed by this. If they nullify the card after I pay the cost, so if I destroy 3 monsters and they nullify, I'm just assed out.
Oh, that's why Pure Dragon players is looking bad.
Yeah, I usually just like go for like safe, like for the +1, just for the +1. Rarely ever go for the +2.
Take it out and use the non-shiny one.
2 times so this card is really good.
Right now.
I just like draw cards. I love time so. If I have 3 or less life, I can cast it for free. But if not, I pay 2 gauge and 2 life. Draw 2 cards once per turn. If I have Dingus in my hand after casting this is just 2 life. So it's a 2 card. What is it? Divine Dragon creation, which is better than not having one at all. And you gotta work with what you got. So
Plus, Gal Mom on there. She's hot.
yeah, she is hot. 2 skill binder, pay 1 gauge, counter rest the card with penetrate, double attack. This can hit anything in the game, and if you don't got an adequate shield, it could be a good backup in a way. Ghetto shield is just too, it just don't do enough, so I needed something to burn that gauge for, and this helps me a lot because if they can hit Yami by themselves, I need to disrupt that because usually they're like weedy guys get stronger now to like 9+, and I can only go to 19. And if you can boost past 19, well shit, I best so well.
My ultimate power is 19. What? You surpassed that? No.
Yeah, like I'm whack as shit. Playing 1 Thundermon Stance, 1 Corrupted Shrine of the Fujikami, and 1 Destructive Power Raiga. During my opponent's main phase, I can counter call slots to a less 100 demon cards with Thundermon, so I can call back from Glacier Labolas, Glacier Labolas, any of the size zeros, Mikazuchi, and that's pretty much it. Only really getting this back for Glacial Bolas. Maybe sometimes Yami, if I can have a way to protect them, because they'll definitely kill whatever monster you need to. Or if we're in a bad situation, we could just counter call Rebellious to get a charging draw off of it. So. Corrupt the Shrine once per turn. Once per turn during your turn, when you call a monster with Thundermon, draw a card. Just to keep digging, just keep looking. This card in Mikazuchi Knight Rebellious, that's like just lit, so you don't lose anything out your hand because you set this and then call him, you charge a draw for him, and then you draw a card. So essentially, put 2 cards on the board for free in a way. This is just for life gain, because I was playing without life gain and killing myself because I would pay like for Velgrin effect, time cell, Mikazuchi and whatnot. Like we would definitely shrink down so they wouldn't have to put a lot of effort onto us and killing us, because everybody can burn for like 5 points for free. Just to counter, get into a safety area is cool. I wouldn't play more than one, because you can see it. You'll draw a fair amount of cards to seeing this shit. And also, sometimes when I'm like below 6 from like doing it myself, I want Oyami to stay alive as long as possible before I need to be like, well, it's time to get the fuck out of there. And lastly, to finish the deck, we're playing 2 Beast Mode Hungry Claw Wars.
Beast Mode!
From the trial deck. You can only cast this if you have an item equipped and a monster on your center. You pay 2 gauge, deal 3 damage. Compared to, there are no places you run for you to run, or 100 Demons Raid, or Unorthodox Arts, Shibari, whatever fuck. This is just like the easiest to play that isn't so like, oh my god, like. There are no places to run is relying on what I got in my drop zone. Sometimes I won't even have adequate cards. They got Thundermon down there to just put it on the board and shit. Orthodox Arts, I can only deal damage equal to the cards I destroyed. That could really be destroyed in this meta. This is a little ridiculous. And then 100 Demons Raid is like 2 damage, but you can have 2 monsters on board, and it's just like, it's just not worth it. Same gauge cost, but I want the extra point of damage, because you can, on a good turn, you can probably get your opponent down to at least like, who knows, maybe like
4 or 5, 6.
Like you can probably do like 6, 7 damage on your first turn, and then be like go and just put them in a really tough spot. So if they play anything, they might like just die on their own and shit. I can't really fight people with 100 demons right now. Like I can't just get into a knuckle fight with Garga or like Chicken or like Guido. Like you gotta play. You gotta play a different type of game with them, because it's all about setup with this deck. And the longer your setup is, the easier the game is for you. But a lot of things can easily break your setup for free. But yeah, that's it. That's what I've been working on for like the past like month, 2 months, 2.5 months maybe. And after this video, I'm not gonna touch this deck anymore. I'm gonna work on something else. I hope you liked it. I'm Coach.
So, before we end the video though, I mean we're pushing 23. What you
It's 23 minutes.
It's 23.
Okay.
Pushing 24.
Okay. Well, I mean, I want to end the video pretty soon. So.
All right. So man.
I was already doing outros, so.
Look, man, you ain't doing it right. You gotta be expressive.
Okay, tell me how to be expressive.
You gotta be like car protagonist.
All right, all righty.